The biggest lie that was told to me as an introvert, as a person who is considered as shy and keeping it to himself, was that socializing is very important and crucial in a person's life. And particularly in this year, I had to put myself out there. Due to my work, I had to meet a lot of people from different careers and different life paths. And throughout this year, I have met a lot of people, found a lot of business and social connections. And today I was delving deep into all that, and I understood that it was a big fat lie told to me. Even though I'm very grateful towards all the experience that I had in this year, it will be a blatant lie to say that socializing is something that is very essential to a human being and to an individual. I will argue that because I know how socializing has been preached in the society. Books, lectures, everyone out there is trying to make us more social. You will see that day by day we are becoming much more outgoing on social media also. It is one form of socializing. And you will see that we are so comfortable, so out there in the entire world, as if we want to share everything with the world. And still, I believe that socializing does not help you that much. Socializing is not that important as the society, as the outside world preaches you. It's not. It's a huge trap, it's a huge deception, and nothing more. And I will tell you why. When I thought about all the connections that I built, and I was I was trying to look through all that, and I understood that most of those connections were built on deception. Most of those connections were built on lie. It was built on posturing, it was built on appearing what you are not, trying to sell something that is not real. And even though I understood the game, even though I participated in the game, I thrived in that game. I won't recommend it, I won't preach it because it's not good. It's nothing but fuel to the ego. That's it. Socializing is all about that. And it's so weird because I understood that people, they don't even think that they are lying. They subconsciously lie when they are in a group in order to impress the group, in order to become the one in the group. They lie, and it's a huge fat joke, nothing more than that. Socializing is a huge fat joke. What's sad is that how it pressurizes the individual, how it pressurizes people who are introvert, people who are shy. And I also went to all that because I used to feel that I'm so shy, I don't speak with a lot of people and all that. And this year, everything changed. This year, I became super extrovert. I went out and made a lot of connections, met with people from very different backgrounds, very powerful people, people with different passions and dreams and all that. And even though few connections were very pure, very real, very, uh, I will say, long lasting, most of the connections were not that. Most of the connections were built on degeneracy, were built on prejudice and hatred and very shallow emotions. Because you will see that greed and hatred really puts people together, it unites us as nothing else. And it's so true because in most of the social circles I saw that people were trying to belittle each other, people were trying to talk bad when the person was not around. And it's all good when you are in the group, when you are in that herd, you don't understand how poisonous the herd mentality is. It's only when you come out of it. And it's only when you are just the individual, it's only when you see all this from the outside perspective, you see that how deteriorating and dangerous this is. And now I had the time, now I was thinking about all this, and it made me realize that how blatant lie was told to me, that this all will somehow make my life much more enriching, better. It does not do any of that. It can make you richer, of course. It can make you richer, of course. It can help you build connections that can, augment your career, augment your business. It's all true. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that. It's very true. But as an individual growth, I don't think it comes from socializing a bit. On the contrast, I will argue that it, it damages you. It damages the internal health of your mind. It damages you because even though you might improve after meeting some people, that improvement is coming from a point of view of jealousy and comparison, very strong jealousy and comparison, because at the end it's all a big concrete jungle out there. No matter how much we lie to each other, the jungle rules still apply when it comes to socializing. We are not dealing with morality. We are not dealing with emotions. We are not dealing with goodness. We are dealing in a jungle with animals, with literal animals. And that's the truth. It does not matter if you are dealing with a PhD holder or a person who has not even seen the gates of a university. Jungle rules applies everywhere when you put yourself out in the social world. And for maybe some people it is very good, it is very interesting, but for introverts, for people who think about the internal world as much as the outside world or more than the outside world, it's a very distracting activity at the end of the day. It does not help you, it does not improve you, it does not enrich your life at all. All it does, it is complicates it and makes it much more shallow, and you become the part of the herd. And when you are part of the herd, you have to do certain things, you have to perform certain acts that are so shallow, frivolous, and thoughts and actions that does not align with your psyche. You have to do that. So you have to throw parties, you have to go out to certain events which does not interest you. You have to hear to people bullshit who does not know what they are talking, but because you are dealing with them in a social or a business setting, you have to hear them out. You know how emotionless, how ruthless a person is, how rude a person is about a certain topic, about a group of people, and still you can't argue ruthlessly with them because you know it will damage the connections that you have formed. And socializing is all about that. The foundation of socializing is compromise, is heavy compromise. Compromise of everything that is deep in your life, everything that has very real and authentic meaning in your life, you have to compromise it in the world of socializing. That's why you will see that all the greats in the history books have suffered the wrath of herd, the wrath of social circles. It can be Jesus, it can be Socrates, everyone, all the greats, they will always suffer because the social circle cannot stand the individual. It cannot stand the truth that an individual carries. It just can't. And it's quite disappointing that I spent so many hours doing this. I spent so many hours improving myself in, getting better in socializing and all that. I worked very hard in that. I made a lot of connections. Some are good, but maximum of that, majority of that, it's not worth it. It's not worth the time, the effort, And most importantly, it's not worth the damage that it does to your psychology. More fear and more anxiety, nothing more than that. And you see very dirty reality of majority of people, and it can severely deteriorate your ability to be empathetic towards people, because when you are in a social circle you get so much stimulated by so many things that you might not care what an individual goes through, because there is something more out there. There are more people out there, and you will see that most of the people, they don't care about anything else. They don't care about anything else. They are very ruthless, and all they want is wealth and power. That's it. And I don't think that it sits well with an introvert. I don't think it sits well with a person who has better emotional understanding or has a better view towards life, who has a much more complete view towards life, will never like it. It's a very dirty show. I will say all socializing is nothing but a humiliation ritual of the individual, nothing more than that. An individual humiliates itself when it goes into the group, because it enters, it performs certain actions and thoughts that are completely garbage and reeks with degeneracy. But because he is in the group, he performs it to be the part of the group. Because when he is standing against the group, when he is entering into the group, fear and jealousy, all those emotions takes control over the psyche, and he desperately wants to be part of that group, and for that he compromises his own individuality. Luckily, I think I still have hope. I still have enough opportunity in which I can, you know, cut out all the socializing, cut out all the unnecessary socializing. And while thinking about this, it made me realize that you get quite afraid once you have socialized with a lot of people. Now you are afraid if those connections will stray or not. Now you are afraid because you were once proud. Pride is the reason behind your fear. Pride is the reason behind your fear. The connections, the friends, the circles that I had, those are the same reason why I am a little bit fearful right now. Because I have the fear that they might not stay with me, they might go away, I will lose them, they will stand against me. And what a huge clown show! What a huge clown show! That the very thing that I thought will become my strength has become one of my biggest weakness now. So be very, very, very aware, and be very, very, very vigilant when someone tells you that you should socialize, because it's all a big lie trying to distract you. If you are shy, if you are introvert, don't look at it as a weakness. No matter, no amount of snake oil salesman can convince you otherwise. No amount of all those bullshit people out there who tries to sell socializing as some magic pill, as some amazing thing, as a very euphoric experience. It's not that. It's dirty, filled with degeneracy, nothing more. Don't compromise yourself for that. Never compromise yourself for that.